A sensational late turnaround gave Carlos Carvalho victory over Watford in his first game as Swansea manager. Simple, close-range finishes from Jordan Ayew and substitute Luciano Narsingh in the final minutes of the match left Vicarage Road echoing to the sounds of hymns and aria, and visiting fans full of hope for another escape from relegation. For a long period, however, this seemed like a match Watford were destined to win without having to try. The home side took the lead in the 10th minute with a header from Andre Carrillo. The move began with a long clearance from Araujo Gomez, which was controlled by Stefano Okaka just inside the Swansea half. The striker, in for Andre Gray, then turned on the visiting defence, slipping Richarlison in behind Kyle Naughton. The Brazilian swept into the box and drove a shot at Lucas Fabianski. The goalkeeper parried the ball awfully, right to winger Carrillo, who had all the time in the world to place his header back from where Fabianski was now scrambling. It was the Peruvians' first goal for Watford and an early blow for Carvalho, a painful moment of brittleness from a team desperately struggling for confidence. But his new charges did not wilt after the early concession, and at least a handful of players seemed willing to stand up and be counted. Alfie Mawson and Federico Fernandez read everything in front of them. Tom Carroll was brave on the ball, and Ayew was a constant nuisance to the Watford defence. Indeed, the Ghanaian had been unlucky not to open the scoring himself with a long-range effort that crashed off the bar in just the 3rd minute. Half-time arrived with little more action of consequence to note, a few wasted opportunities from set pieces for the visitors and, from the travelling supporters, constant refrains of derision at the club's current leadership. For the second half, Carvalho looked to assert himself on the game, bringing on winger Narsingh for holding midfielder Roque Mesa. His decision had the immediate effect of handing the initiative to the hosts. Richarlison was again played inside Naughton in the 50th minute, only for his cutback to narrowly elude Okaka. 3 minutes later, and Okaka made a chance for himself, wriggling past Mawson and forcing a corner with a low cross. From the set piece, Malo Wag thought he had collected his second goal in consecutive games, but the defender's header was ruled out for a push. Swansea were forced into another change when Tammy Abraham limped off holding his left hip, his replacement the inexperienced Oliver McBurney. But by the hour mark, Swansea had recovered their composure. Mawson headed onto the roof of the net from a Carroll corner, and Narsingh claimed the visitors' first shot on target, albeit a weak effort easily claimed by Gomez. Watford, for their part, had gone quiet, apparently confident of holding onto their lead without having to extend it. A rousing 60 seconds of song in praise of Graham Taylor in the 72nd minute, the Watford great's age when he passed away last year, served to rouse both crowd and team momentarily, the ball starting to fizz about the pitch again. But it didn't last.